wasn't really sure what my first move on this container home build was going to be after I announced my 180 change of direction last week. But it's led to a week of moving over 1,000 pounds of timber in the form of 170-pound logs. It actually used to be trees right here where I'm standing, but they had to be felled due to fire regulations. I got them ready last year to be posts for my house, and I've been letting them dry in the shed ever since. And you've probably guessed, but they are dry, so let's get them out and let's bloody go. It's going to be a bit of a shock horror with the state of my shed at the moment. Just remember, there has been no space because of these logs and pieces of timber. So hopefully, once I get them cleared out today, it can go back to a nice organised shed. Yeah, this is definitely one of those moments where you don't know where to begin. But I think the best approach here is to literally just dive right in. So let's put on some music and let's make this quick. Dara, sawdust. This is actually my favourite song of all time.
With every paper died, levy to the levy, but the did you write the thin God above? You believed off your shoe, and I dig the high by listen from you and me.
So as you probably noticed, I did lift 2 of the posts out, well, dragged them out. But they're not all the same size, and that's because they're going in different doorways or different spaces. So if they could be bigger, I left them to be bigger because I like the look. If they had to be smaller to fit in a space, I made them smaller. Those, I think, are the only 2 that I can kind of drag and move around like that. The rest are way heavier. I'm gonna need 2 big round ones, and then I'm going to need 6 more of these square ones that I've already squared up. I reckon for this job, I'm gonna equip myself with the quad, slings, a ramp, and hand winches. I'm thinking the easiest way might be to set up a ramp directly here in front that my quad can be held on. And then I would be able to back up to these, connect a sling, and then hopefully just drive down the ramp and kind of pull them out. Before I deal with those ones though, I do need to deal with these ones because as you can see, they are in my way. Wow! Success! Let's get the other one. They're a lot lighter, but still very heavy. That definitely calls for a cool down. It's already up to 35 degrees today and it's only gonna get hotter. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Always one for the back of the neck. Oh yeah. Now it's time to get the quad and drag these other posts right out. I'm gonna need at least 2 because it's not wide enough. All right, take 2. Let's try that again. Place your bets. Is it gonna hold? Hell yeah! And we're staying. This could either go very well or very badly. So let's find out which one it's gonna be. This bloody seat is so hot. It worked! I was not stopping until I got out of the clear out of all of this, hey. Hey, these fell down. That's okay. All right, I am so hot, but so happy right now. Oh, you see the little spider? Hi, dude. We've got so many of these. Quite a few more to go. Whoa, there's clouds of dust. So, you know how I put that little ramp there so that it wouldn't get stuck on the container panels? That didn't work, and I went too fast, so the container panels actually rammed into the end of the post. That's why I was jumping on them, because I was trying to get them out of the post because I could not lift that post. It was way too like wedged on there and heavy. So I was just jumping on the panels to get them out of the way so that I could move the post. Oh, I think this job is so hard today because it is so hot. Definitely takes it out of you. That is 2 and I've already got 4. So I need another 4 or another 6. 1, 2, yeah, another 6. Oh no, I think I've just realized that one of these posts are too short. One of the squared off posts, which is very not good. And I'm just trying to work out how to deal with it, because I just had enough for all the posts that I would need. And it does mean I'm obviously gonna have to take one of the rounded posts and bloody mill it and square it off, which is going to be a big mess around, but also I need those for my patio. Right now the posts inside the house are more important, but I'm gonna be kicking myself when I get to the patio. To the round post, and I need to move my little ramp contraption. I need to move my little ramp contraption over, because those logs are over there. Unless I can roll, nah, I'll move it over. Biggest one yet, and the thing didn't even fall down. Must be learning. You're going to come on the quad with me. If anyone's wondering why they're different lengths, I did not cut them to size before I put them in the shed, because the whole point of putting them in the shed is for them to dry, which means they also shrink. You need them to dry before you put them in the house for the exact same reason. If you put them in when they're wet, they're going to shrink and they will be too small for wherever you're putting them. That's all my posts done, but I still need to get them up the deck and inside. I think I'm gonna try set up a ramp and then winch them up, but we never know until we try, do we, if that's gonna work. But first I thought I would try and get the lightest ones in and some timber beams for my roof. Just a little reminder that today all my subscriptions and memberships have gone live across all my social media platforms. All the links are on my YouTube channel. The problem is, there is nowhere to connect the winch inside. These are acro props. I'm not connecting it to those because they are extremely dangerous, even though they don't look it. If one of those falls on you, knocked out, eh? I'm gonna weld together some kind of contraption. Basically on here, which is the join of my containers. And I can't just weld the winch straight to the ground, because if you know how a winch works, you gotta wind it. So that's not gonna work. I can set something up kind of like this. Got everything crossed that works. But I've also made a big realization that 2 of my timber posts need to go upstairs. So again, I have set up a little contraption here with basically what I did for my steel beams. If you remember that last week, I used winches and pulleys to get them up and into place. And I'm hoping I can do the same basically with the pulleys again and get them up onto the deck. I will need to also then move them inside, which I may need to do some kind of winch system inside as well to get them in. But luckily the ones that are going upstairs are the smallest ones. I already have the winch system set up and the pulleys to get those ones up. We should be all systems a go, team. She's a little wonky, but she's definitely working. It's time we attach the ones that are going up to the second story to the pulley system and see if it works. We are all systems a go. Let's lift this big guy up. I think I've done well. I think I've done very well. Now I'm thinking I want to try pull it up the last little bit, because otherwise it's going to be too high to go onto the deck, and I can't do 2 jobs at once. I can't lower it while pulling it in as well. So hopefully I can lift it that last little bit onto the deck, but I don't know. Count with me. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Oh, don't go. Don't. Oh yeah. Easy peasy. I don't know why I ever doubt myself at this point. There is always a way. All right, we have 1 more to get up there. Should be the same simple process. Don't want to say that too fast, but hey, that went really well. Let's get this up. Okay, same as before, I'm gonna head up, pull her up, and that's it, my 2 posts are upstairs. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Easy. They're up, they're in. I cannot wipe the smile off my face, and I'll tell you why. I get told multiple times a day that I cannot be doing this, that this is fake, that I can never do this alone. There's got to be at least 15 other guys here doing this all for me. And I'm not going to fight those people. Those people are fighting their own battles. But it does feel amazing to prove to myself every single day that you can do anything. I can do anything that I set my mind out to. I just need to believe it enough. And that feels bloody good. Oh boy. I definitely could have strapped them better. So I'm gonna try use 2 slings this time and then kind of try to attach the rope in the middle so that it can come up more evenly. But even if it doesn't, obviously I can still get them in. My tripod broke. I'm just using this clamp to keep my phone on. This works a little better, but we can never be sure, can we? That worked 10 times better. We live and we learn. That's it. Woo! It's a big boy to lift up. Let's see how I go. Now, unfortunately, I have broken the winch that I bought 2 days ago, but that was all on me. It's not the winch's fault. I got the rope cord stuck in there, like in the side here, and I didn't notice, and I just kept going, and then these all popped out. I've actually just realized this is the last log to get up at the moment, because that one that I've got down there, I actually need to mill again to make it square, because when I was in the shed, I realized that I needed another square one because the other one was too short. So that means I'm gonna have to get that one to the mill with the quad and mill it into a square post instead of a round post. So that one can stay down there, and I'm very glad I realized that before I got it up here. Which means I'm ready to move on to the next stage, and that is securing my brackets. So welding my brackets in the places that they need to be welded for their post. One down. Now that I've got my starting brackets all welded into place, I've got a brand new tool in the shed that has been waiting for this day very patiently. Should we bring her out? Isn't she a beauty? This is one heavy sander, and I knew I would need this for a lot of projects, so I got it during the Black Friday or some kind of sale where I got it for a really good price, and that's also when I got my planer and my cut-off saw. And I have just been waiting for the day to bring her out, and I think she's gonna do a really good job on these posts. Whoa! Size comparison. She is so much bigger than I thought she was gonna be. It felt heavy, but whoa, I was not expecting it this size. Look at it! I'm so excited to use it. I love new tools. I mean, who doesn't? Wondering, this is amazing, an amazing sander. I'm just wondering, because there's some big marks in some of these, if I should go over it first. This may sound crazy, but with the grinder. I used my resin fiber sanding disc, which are for a grinder, on my windows because the paint was so thick that it just was impossible to get off with a sander, with paint stripper, anything like that. So I love these, but you do have to be careful because they are powerful. But I also have seen, I've traveled a lot, and I also see in Asia that they use grinders a lot for wood, for like shaping it and sculpting it. And these logs were very old when I got to them. So there's some pretty big like bumps and marks and all that kind of stuff. So I'm wondering, I might use this and kind of sculpt it in a way, if you know what I mean, first, and then smooth it all down. So I'll just give it a go and see how it goes. That is working amazing. All right, let's speed this up. Just realized I still need to cut these to size. So I'm just gonna measure them up now and cut them to size because I don't want to sand more than I have to, do I? Got another small problem. Oh. So, this is not the job of a reciprocating saw to cut these giant posts to size. I was going to use my steel chainsaw, but do we remember how many problems I had with that last year? Got it out of the shed and it will not start. So that's why I'm trying to use the reciprocating saw to cut the post, but it's not looking like it's gonna work. So this may mean taking my steel chainsaw back to get looked at again. Thinking, do I obviously take my steel chainsaw in and get them to fix it, but if I have to wait in the meantime, should I get like a cheap electric chainsaw maybe so I can cut, just purely to cut the ends of these posts? So unfortunately I don't think I'm going to be able to cut them, but it's okay. We're going to think positively about this and see what we can do. What I can do is finish off my sanding with the grinder and with the belt sander up until my mark points. So now that I've got them all marked up to where they need to be cut, I can sand the entire way up till there, and then I can just, after I've cut them off with my electric chainsaw, or hopefully my steel, then I can sand the bottoms as needed. Oh, and I can, so I've only put on my bottom brackets down here, so just the ones that are along the ground. I haven't secured my top ones yet, so I still need to install those. I haven't removed all the steel from cutting out the container panels that are up on the roof there, so I will just have to go along and grind that all flat as well so that I have a nice flat base to weld my brackets onto. I was just climbing up the ladder to weld. I turn around and bloody Django was inside, jumped up onto the deck. She literally walks across the joist to come inside. And she cannot be inside because there is so much steel and stuff everywhere and dangerous stuff. Look at this naughty girl. Come on, this way. This may fall. Look at the tiniest bit tacked on, but these are so heavy I need my level. And that is a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you next Sunday.